Hey guys, so just a quick question about President Obama's return. So you probably saw that President Obama is back. Oh yeah. So guys, it was amazing. I haven't watched the full speech, but it was amazing because everything he said, it was so perfect. All the stuff that, and it was so interesting because once he said all these things that are obvious to us, it was just so powerful. You know what I mean? It's like, for example, he said, how hard can it be to say that Nazis are wrong? Or that the whole thing, I thought was so perfect about the letter, the anonymous letter. Okay, so you're saying that everything is fine with 90% of the stuff he does, but 10% you object to. That was so perfect. And then the other thing he said was like, okay, so it's not a solution to say that we have people in the government who don't want to do what the president says, because that's not, those people are not elected. You know what I mean? So it also describes, right, all the dark forces that are happening. And I feel like, and I saw other people saying this too, there's a level of passion and emotion that it's not that I didn't think he was emotional before, but there's a sense of like he's showing himself, you know what I mean? He's like really putting his heart on the line here. Okay, so that was cool. Like, it's interesting because, for example, one of the things that I think is amazing that President Obama never said anything while Cheeto was out there creating all these racist conspiracy theories. Okay, it's like amazing. It's amazing to me. Like, he was. Okay, let's not get started on this. So it's just, you know what I mean? So then he's so classy and so great. So he was just telling the truth. It's very simple. I felt like what he was saying wasn't anything necessarily new, but it was just the way he was saying it. So he put it so simply, so obvious, right? It's like, we don't have a moral leader. You know what I mean? His name is President Obama. You know what I mean? It's like we need it's just so simple. You know what I mean? We realize it's so simple to do this. So some people had said that I had done a reading a long time ago, or like a while back, that President would be back and he would talk in his like town hall situations. He would have these conversations and explain, talk about values and everything. So people like, oh, he came back. This is what you were saying. So I want to know, find out more about what is up with him coming back. What is going through his mind? What is, tell me. Okay. Guys, so two things kind of interesting. So it showed that President Obama, it's interesting, he doesn't get offended when he's attacked personally. I mean, it's very upsetting and everything, but he doesn't care about that. What he really cares about is the appropriation of what he calls the soul of America. Okay, so his sense of, I don't see the justice, but he feels a very clear connection to the soul, or what I would call the soul of America. So he knows what is right or wrong. Okay, so he's like, this is wrong. And that at the same time, I feel like he's had some regrets about why he didn't act before. Like, oh, maybe I should have been more aggressive. But it's not his style to be confrontational or to be. It's just not his style, really. And so he's much more at ease in a weird way. The situation that he's in now, where he's speaking about the soul of America to the soul of America, it's really like he feels like, this is my mission, this is part of what I still have to do. And guys, I remember, because it's coming back, on this vision about Obama returning, I saw that it was like he was giving a speech at the mall. Was that right? Washington Mall, something related to Lincoln, I don't know. So he is talking, and it showed me again the Washington Mall. It's like America returns. Okay, so like the return of the correct values or something. He's speaking to like thousands of people, and it's like a lot more, like 3 times as, like, I don't know, it's like enormous amounts of people are gonna go, like famous rock bands, those kinds of concerts where like everybody goes to, and it becomes a historical event. So he speaks there, and that's what I'm seeing. Okay, I remember I had seen, I was like, oh, it's gonna happen in April. No, it didn't happen, and I don't know want to say when. I don't know when, but I feel like it's not an inauguration. It's just yeah, he's speaking there. Okay, so I feel like, again, he feels that and it's like the reason why he didn't speak before was, like I said, he's like, I'm not going to lower myself to respond to attacks. That's not my job. That's not my role in my mission in life. I feel like he's very spiritual, okay, and he knows that his role is to make people going up, not going down, okay? So, however, the attacks that are happening now and the lowering of the office of the presidency and all the lower level things, he feels like, no, he's attacking now what I really care about, which is the soul of America. So he's giving, in a way, sounds like he does more than that, but it's like he's giving people hope, and he's connecting and uniting people, okay? So, okay, so does he know what's going on? We know I've done a reading on this already, guys. Okay, so. Yeah, guys, I feel like he knows. Yeah, I've talked about this before, but he feels like there's a leadership vacuum, and he knows there is, and I feel like he knows. Like I said, he's like the shepherd of the America's soul. Okay, so it's kind of like he's taking care of it. He wants to. He's like returning because there's a lack of. And I just see Trump fading away further and further. Okay, and Trump, it's almost like, for example, if you think of leadership, right? The idea of leadership, and even, some sort of shepherding, or like that he is taking care of people in a way, then Trump is he's like really on the hell level, right? He's at a very lower level, mighty bullshit, things that don't really matter. Obviously, he's destroying so many important things, illegal things, right? In terms of all the protections and all those things, but in some ways, Obama views this as temporary, like, right? So what he's saying is that he wants to go. There's a vacancy on the top in the sense of the spiritual leadership of America, and like the visions, right? So he goes back to reclaim that place, since it's almost like he also gave Trump times like, well, maybe I'm not. It's almost like maybe he needs a chance to assert himself. But he didn't take, obviously he's not taking any chances. He's just disappeared. So, right, he's just like, Trump is all about the petty. He doesn't have anything that's higher, anything that has to do with leadership, anything that has to do with what you would associate a president with, he's not interested in. So like I said, Obama, he rises up. He's just, that's his natural role. So I feel like he's sort of like he's a shepherd. He's almost like an angel, really. I'm not saying an angel because there's all these connotations, but it's like he is preparing the nation to the new transition. Okay, and I feel like he feels himself. He feels at home more than ever doing in this role. Okay, and I feel like it's obvious. No one can deny it. Okay, and I think even some of the Trump supporters, once they watch it, like, wow, it used to be so much better. Okay, some people who voted for Trump voted for Obama. So like I said, there's a sense of unity here. And because he was president before, he's not intimidated by it, so he could just talk about the stuff he's done and everything. So that's that, guys. And I feel like, almost because he was attacked so much, he feels like, whatever, shut up. Like, he could do whatever he wants, in a weird way, you know what I mean? So if before he thought, well, let me give him a chance, let me, I don't want to influence anything, I don't want to say anything. Now he knows what he's done. Trump, right? So he is very willing to just speak his mind, tell the truth. Well, Orange Monster. No, he's not like me, he's not petty like Rose psych investigator. He's just like, he's on a higher level. So guys, it's when I saw that John McCain kind of like this, kind of like looking like waiting. He's like very excited. Oh, what's gonna happen? He's looking forward to Obama's speeches that are still gonna happen more. And I see, guys, interesting. I see like this. I don't think it's the Democrats. I don't know if it's I think it will be the Democrats, because I see that there's gonna be a whole like slogans or like a new campaign like return, the healing of America, or there's this something where they find, how people say, oh, the Democrats don't stand for anything. I feel like it's gonna change, because it's gonna be like, but Trump needs to leave. Once Trump leaves, it's like the healing of America tour or something like that, like connecting, unifying, and all that. So it's the time to heal and the time to, it's like he announces the transition. He did. I feel like Obama's role also, like on top of having been the president, is like the role of handling this transition. Almost like, people say the ascension, right? So it's kind of like going from this dark period to the new period, new era. So as someone who's not compromised, obviously, right, he's the right person to do it. Okay, so that's, it's interesting, guys. I feel like, I feel like this reading is much more, let's say, abstract, but it's not so concrete about how it happens. But I don't want to ask about, like, sometimes the readings can be almost too complex. It's good to keep them brief in some way. So I'm going to stop here. Okay, all right, bye.